The Curse of the Albatross. Wanderers of the seas mistake our plastics for food. If only they could understand. Instinctive, the chicks' beaks, plaintive, upheld, call for vital sustenance. Instead, the head of a long-forgotten toothbrush, the hand of a child's doll, flotsam and jetsam of modern life, but to stifle clamouring cries of our own offspring, impatient for the latest fad. Many miles from the city, washed out to sea, our rubbish is transported. Tragic circles of plastic debris gathered in the gullets and gizzards of the gulls, inscribed by fragile feathers, bones of wings that never had a chance to exult in the soar of an updraft. I've got the fucking on that. Powder. Powder polishes and prettifies, flatters features, fixes flaws on freckled faces. Subtle, superficial, shallow, skin deep, mercurial mask makes marks more mellifluous. Polyfiller penetrates unsightly, ugly cracks and crevices, picture perfect plaster. Calcium carbonate chalks cues, records results, settles scores. Frantic frontman fowler flagrantly flouted convention. Cocaine snorting celebration, marvellous, manic Maradona, wild and wide-eyed wonder. Sherbet sizzles, satisfies sugar cravings, comforts cross kids. Delicious dip-dab dazzles taste buds, tongue tinglingly tasty treat. Chemical compound creates carbon dioxide, delivers delightful dough. Minuscule microorganism multiplies, bakes bread, brews beer. Bourneville, born of burning ambition aimed at ameliorating austerity, cultivated cocoa, cash crop, countless profits, paradisical paradigm poignantly punctured. Bubbles burst at bath time, softly seduces sensuous skin, talc treats tired toes, flaky fungal infections fought off. Toes tread on tired rugs, refreshed, renewed, shaken back, showered spreads, sweet scents of spring. Perfectly packaged powder washes whites wonderfully well, conditions and cleanses clothes, fragrant, fresh, flowery. Fairy dust floats, fulfills fantasies, magnificent, magical, mysterious, makes wishes work wondrously. Careful consideration called for.
Assigned a mission, I had to fight a villain that was in charge of hurting people's teeth or something. They said it may be risky, but I took the task. I was up for it, and I came out there and busted him in the job and stuff like that. And then when I came back, they said I did a great job. I didn't get a cavity or a feeling or anything. I stopped in front of a Trinity triangle, a glowing Trinity triangle, and the finger of God pumped me in the pelvis. And every time I slept, I got 5 years older when I woke up. Not trying to get pregnant, she just can't afford her birth control.
Infected with disinfectant. Overbrook sure does smell. The already unpleasant odor of working hospital runs sour, with more than a touch of decay. There were parts of the old TB hospital, Essex Mountain Sanatorium, that still reeked of medical procedures and biohazard grunge, decades after abandonment, when my little young curious self, to see what those huge water towers were all about, stumbled on the scariest abandoned building possible, or so I thought, until we started venturing inside Overbrook. The TB hospital wasn't about confinement or bondage. In the bin, they would tie folks up, strap people down, hose them off with high-pressure ice baths, jolt them with electricity, and overdose with insulin. Screams rang out daily inside Overbrook. Up at the old TB hospital, there was far less screaming. Loud sounds are tough when you can't breathe. The doctors and nurses weren't adversarial, although sometimes would just collapse your lung to give it a little rest. A perfectly reasonable treatment for consumption at the time, before antibiotics, when they had to treat the symptoms and were unable to administer a cure. But in general, the TB patients housed in the Essex Mountain Sanatorium had control of their minds, not so much with Overbrook, since the essential prerequisite for admittance to the asylum is a broken intellect, a cracked psyche, delusions, dementia, perversions, demonic possession, suicidal and homicidal behavior. Those are the